Yeah.
Fine, shut up. Shut up. Okay, shut up. Hi, and welcome to the Pogcast. I'm your co-host, Jim, also known as Jesus Christ, and my two co-hosts joining me today is Ewan and Ben. Introduce yourself, boys.
Good
Hello.
evening. Well, may not be evening, but hello.
Hello. Good morning. Buenos noches. Buenos dias.
Why did
Batatas
you
fritas.
that,
go into
there
Spanish?
was no need for Spanish
Or in
there.
English? I'm sure the
Donde
listeners will be English as well.
So how have you not been?
Hey, while we're on the subject of Spanish, let's move on to some Spanish.
No,
So
please,
yeah,
please, no. I don't.
no,
I.
there's actually a really good rap made
Okay.
in Spanish
No,
by
no,
Americans.
no. We're not doing
Okay.
Spanish.
Basically, this episode we're gonna answer some would you rather questions. That's it.
Yes,
And
but probably
then
only for
wherever it
five
takes
minutes.
us, we'll carry on.
Wherever it takes us, wherever we go. So hang on, let me read this first section just to. If you guys don't know what would you rather questions are, in which case you're living under a rock. But in case you don't, here is a quick description of a would you rather. Would you? Sorry, Ben. Do you have something to
So
say?
no, I was just laughing at you. Carry on.
Okay. Would you rather questions are a
Oh my god.
Okay, come on,
I said great instead
come
of
on.
great.
We know, we know.
Okay. So, best would you rather?
Right, listen, listen. All right. I'll just take over. You be quiet.
All right, hang on. No,
No,
I'm
no.
leading this.
This is
Okay,
a
I'm
quick
leading this.
exam. This is a quick and simple
God.
example of a
Would
would.
you rather? Would you rather? Okay. Would you rather questions? These are, in my humble opinion, some of the best would you rather questions we have to offer. I hope you enjoy them. Would you rather?
Oh my god.
What was that? What
No,
was that?
listen, listen. Shut up, you two.
You're just
Listen.
reading from
Right.
the website, aren't you? I
Yes,
Listen.
can
I
just
am
tell.
reading
Listen.
from the
Listen.
website.
Listen. Listen. Right. This is a quick example of a would you rather. Would you rather kill a kitten every day for a year or eat a turd every day for a year?
Kill a kitten every day for a year,
Listen,
100%
yeah, easy.
easy.
Yeah. Right.
Because me being the emotionless person that I am with no feelings whatsoever, that's what I'm known for, the unempathetic Jim, the just cold-hearted, ruthless killer. I would not mind killing a cat every day. Well,
Okay.
depends on whether it's a kitten or a cat.
It's
Does it
kitten.
specify?
It
It was a
also
kitten.
depends what weapon I'm using. If it's a gun, then it's much easier.
That could be anything.
So like a
Right.
kitten or a cat?
Yes.
Or a dead cat? Can I kill a dead cat?
Um,
No, because it's dead, Jim.
I mean, what were you expecting from that?
Yeah. Right, another
Did you
one.
genuinely think you could?
We have another one.
Uh, wait, what was Ben's answer?
He said
What?
kitten as well.
Uh, kitten, yeah, kitten. You do wanna?
Okay, I'll pick one, yeah. Would
Oh
you rather
God.
be in
Okay.
jail for a year?
Yeah, maybe,
Lose a year
maybe.
of your life.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Oh my
No, just.
God.
I don't
Oh
know.
my
Jim said.
God, mate. Some of these
Are you
questions.
okay, Ewan?
I accidentally clicked on the dark questions, and they're unbelievable.
I
Like,
wanna look at these dark questions now.
no, we'll never be able to make money off of this if we do them. So, like,
Uh,
it's it's unreal. They're very, very
okay.
dark.
Would you rather find £5 on the ground, or find all your missing socks?
I don't really have any missing socks, so.
Yeah, I
You
just buy some
liar,
more.
liar.
I just buy some
Burner at
more. So,
stake.
Uh, yeah, I'm just
yeah,
gonna get £5.
yeah, bro. I'll
You
take the
It's
really
just
five.
a
don't
really
want to.
weird question, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't want to find your missing socks? Jeez, man. Fine. Would you rather have one nipple or two belly buttons?
Oh, okay. No, I have a good one. I have a good one.
Okay. No.
Well, no. Okay,
Okay.
just gonna
Just
You're,
skip
before
this
you
this is a
explain
deep
question.
one.
subject.
All right.
Okay.
This is a thinker.
All right.
Okay.
She might not be. Wait, I lost the website. Okay.
Okay.
Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future, 10 minutes into the future of anyone but yourself.
10
10
minutes
minutes
is
into
not.
the
It could genuinely be anyone.
Like, 10 minutes is not a lot of time.
Wait,
So, to be honest.
10 minutes into my future or 10 minutes into somebody else's future? That's a choice, yeah?
Yeah. I choose to look into Lana
It's
Rhodes'
constantly
future.
10 minutes though.
Wait, just.
Wait,
Just
so I
one
can't
time thing.
Wait,
so I
so.
can't like have a range?
Wait, so is it not just
Always
one
allowed to see
person?
10 minutes into your future.
Wait, so at any point you can just go as many times as you want, just go, I want to see 10 minutes into the future.
Pretty much, I think so.
Oh, just me
Yeah,
then.
but
Oh, yeah.
the thing is, yeah, but let's say you're like walking down the street, and then
Yeah.
you decide, hey, I want to look 10 minutes into the future. You look 10 minutes into the future, and you're getting pummeled by a gang.
Wait.
You
Oh, no,
and
wait,
there's no
wait,
context
wait, wait.
whatsoever.
I would not do. I would not see into my future because I forgot what it's from. I might have been Rick and Morty. I'm not 100% sure. But if you see your own future, there's nothing you can do to change it.
No, because that's your own future. You can't change the future.
No, but
I don't know
Yeah,
if
but
that
if
was
you,
Rick
if
and
you
Morty,
don't
you
see
but
your
the
it's
future,
impossible to change your future.
if you don't
yeah,
see,
but that makes like no logical sense.
It
If you
does,
knew that
because whatever your future is, you can't change it, because that will become your future.
yeah, but here's the
Whatever
thing.
you do, you can't change your future. It will always be the same.
That doesn't make any like sense because let's say you look 10 minutes into the future and in the future you bought a one single cupcake
yeah,
and then you arrive at the bakery but then you realize you have enough money for two cupcakes.
yeah.
Why not just buy two cupcakes?
It's not possible. You would just have to. It's not possible.
No, if you saw 10 minutes into the future when you went to buy a coffee, and you then went to buy a coffee, and you chose to buy a cake, that is changing your future.
But
Yeah.
it just wouldn't work like that.
But
That's
then
the
with
thing.
something
Because
like getting
physically
beaten
you
up
should
by, but then something like getting beaten up by a gang, you don't know how to stop that.
right.
Never
Well,
works. Seeing into your own future creates a mass amount of loopholes. It would just never work.
it
Exactly.
creates
So I'll do
it
someone
just has
else.
so many questions. So I like but I'm still thinking about this because let's say I look 10 minutes into the future and I just saw complete darkness. Will that either I wouldn't know whether I'm just in a dark room or I'm dead. And you
Right.
Or the world
and
gods.
It's
also
not very descriptive. It doesn't say how long you're able to see.
also and also physically you should be able to change your future because if you have that in the back of your mind, you should be able to think about how I can alter this. So if I look 10 minutes into the future and I was being beaten up by a gang and I see and like 5 minutes later I see that gang coming close to me, physically I should be able to just turn around and avoid them.
But if
But
you've seen
theoretically, that's
if
not possible.
that, yeah. Well,
Some some way or another, your future that you saw would happen.
yeah,
You
going
can't
back
change
to
it.
that thing with the coffee,
That makes no
like, it could
sense because
I
physically you
know,
should
but
be
it just doesn't work.
literally anything could happen. So again, say if you went to the future and you saw yourself buying a cup of coffee, you then go to that same shop and you decide not to buy a coffee. But then say for
same
apparently no reason
future.
at all, when you walk out the shop, someone steps out an alley, holds a gun to your head and says go buy a coffee. That could still theoretically
Yeah, that
happen.
would make sense.
And then you would
Okay,
then go
that
back
makes
you would
that
back
makes
go
slightly
back in and
more
buy the
sense.
coffee.
No matter what, the thing that you saw would have to happen.
So like basically no matter what you do, may take a little bit longer, it is inevitable that you will then buy that coffee.
Yeah, big brain.
Thank
He's
you.
muted himself. I don't know why.
I think I had a door.
Do you want to just carry on with another question?
Yeah, I lost the website because
Go on.
it was just giving me dark ones. I'll just look it up again.
I've got a new one if you're not
Yeah.
ready to.
All right.
I haven't
Yeah.
finished. I haven't finished.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Carry on with the
So
time travel or like
yeah,
future seeing.
because well, I mean, the thing is like, so let's look at Ewan's thing of somebody just magically appearing and telling me to buy a coffee. or forcing me to buy coffee,
Yeah.
then that would be an extremely like crap superpower because you don't know what your future is, and even if you try to change your future, so such as trying to avoid the gang, a
Yeah.
magic person is going to come around and bring you to the gang and
Not
tell
Yes,
them
but
to
that,
necessarily
but
a magic
listen,
person, but
but that
somehow it
wouldn't
will
be
happen.
that wouldn't be a magic person. All right, so say with the coffee, go back to the coffee analogy. You see yourself in the future buying a coffee. You then go to that coffee shop. You don't buy coffee, you walk out. Then the person comes out of the alley and holds a gun to your head. That person didn't come out of nowhere. That person they could have theoretically been homeless. They had found a weapon. They needed some sort of food or drink. And so the most logical explanation is to make someone get it for them. And so whatever happens in their life then leads to them involving themselves in yours, which ends up you buying that coffee.
So hang on, going
I
back
mean,
to the
no there's
part
no
where I get,
escaping it. You can't possibly change your future. It just would never work.
but I hate that fact because you should physically be able to.
No, because
Yeah, yeah, I know.
if you saw your future, you would make it harder for yourself. Because if you never saw that you went to buy that coffee, if you never ever saw into the future, the likelihood of you then just going into the store and then buying a coffee for yourself and never walking out, because who knows when you if you didn't see your future and you went in to buy coffee and you bought a coffee and you sat down, one of those other people who then came in and bought a coffee and walked out could have been one of the ones that has a gun to their head.
Well, no, not really, because so if you saw yourself, if you saw yourself walk out, well, if you didn't, so in your future, if you went out, if you bought a coffee and then walked out of the shop, that's when the man approached you with a gun. But if you
Yes.
never saw that, then you would never know what to avoid. So you would just still walk out of the shop because that is your future.
No, 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 no. In all you see when you look into the future, 10 minutes in, is you see yourself buying a coffee. That's it, nothing after it. You never leave the counter. All you see is yourself paying for the coffee. So, if you never see that, it is a 50-50 chance whether you walk out or you sit down. If you
Well,
then if you then walk out with the coffee, because you would have no reason not to. But then again, I'll come back to that. If you then walk out with the coffee and the guy's there with the gun, just give him the coffee, go back in, buy another one. That could be then what you're seeing. Or he just sits down and that never happens. Unless the gun is then implemented into your future. Which then, no
hang on.
matter whether you sit down or go out, as soon as you leave the shop, he's there.
Yeah, but then that doesn't exactly help because either way, you can't change your future. So the
Exactly.
future that you're seeing is that you're grabbing a coffee. If you knew that, then there's no avoiding you grabbing a coffee. That is what we have
Exactly.
decided theoretically, even though physically it's impossible to not buy the coffee.
If
But
you,
let's just say
yeah,
for now that if you saw you buying a coffee, you had no matter what, no matter what, you had to buy the coffee because that is your future. If
yes,
you did not know the future, you would still go into the coffee shop and buy the coffee because that is your future, even if you can't see it.
Yeah,
So either
exactly.
way, you're buying the coffee.
Yes,
yeah,
and
that's just
then
what we've been trying to
like
explain to you,
like
and then you've been
yeah,
disagreeing with us.
like you were saying, Jim, with the whole thing of running away from the gang, that wouldn't work because with the coffee shop, no matter how you work around it, so say you know your future and you decide not to buy that coffee, no matter what, even if it takes a little bit longer, it will lead to you buying that coffee because you know and you've seen into the future, and that cannot be changed. There can be things in between that, yes, but that moment that there, that cannot be changed.
Fine, fine. I'll just choose to be able to look into someone else's future for 10 minutes
Yeah.
Yeah.
because then I
You
can
won't be
mess
able
up
to
that.
do anything about it though. You just
Yeah.
have to observe. You can't do anything at all.
Yeah, but let's say
Oh
I
yeah.
looked into that person's future and they were getting beaten up by a gang. Could I throw
You can
myself
do
in
anything.
the gang and I
You
get
can
beaten
do
up?
anything to stop them like doing that. You could interfere as much as you want, but it wouldn't stop that happening.
Yeah, because then if you saw someone getting beaten up by a gang, if you tried to stop them, then they're just going to involve you. Then you become part of that person's future as well. Because obviously
Okay,
with the whole
just
time
give me another
thing,
one.
and time travel, theoretically everything has already happened an infinite amount of times over.
Okay, Mr. Bill
Yeah,
Nye.
time travel, most of it doesn't work. You just either
Yeah,
look into the future and do absolutely nothing, like
like you.
basically not even thinking about what you just saw,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you can't change the past or anything.
Yeah,
It just would break everything in time.
if you went back in time, first of all, would completely break every law of physics. Basically, if you went back in time, you would have to avoid any contact whatsoever because the butterfly effect. Say World War One, a time
I read
a
about the
time
butterfly effect in
a
an anime.
a time traveler, say a time traveler, went back in time to when Franz Ferdinand was shot outside the sandwich shop. Yeah.
Why not when Stephen Hawking announced
It
his
doesn't
birthday
matter.
gift to time
No,
travelers?
right. So yeah, I saw that about the Stephen Hawking party. It was a completely open party, but he only told people about it when it was over, and so only time traveler would go. But
And nobody went.
if you were then a time traveler, you would not be allowed to go back to that. You wouldn't be allowed to go to that party.
Hey, if Doctor Who can do it, why can't I?
That's why most movies and TV shows about time travel are just incredibly inaccurate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. And that just pisses me off so much because that means time travelers. Well, I mean, I already knew this, but it just solidifies the fact that time travelers cannot exist.
yes, and
Should
it's
we move
also
on?
yeah, it will get very confusing.
Yeah. What we just
Right.
devolved from
I
looking
want
into
ones
the
like
future
that.
and
I
just
want ones that can start a conversation like
okay.
Just saying that was mine, so give me grace.
Have you guys got another one, or should I pick one because I found some stuff?
I've got one as well, so Jim, if you want to go.
that. Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, these are these are extremely weird. Okay. Would you rather have sex with a hideously ugly person or a beautiful fresh corpse?
Oh, that's really weird.
Yes, it is. And what you gonna do about it, boy?
That's really weird, Jim.
I gotta go with the fresh,
Yeah,
cause
Well, I mean, necrophilia is fine, okay?
right, yep,
I mean, you
that's
can
it.
get all types of diseases if you. I don't know. It's just not.
That's over.
Can we
That's
move on?
fine. Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
just not.
That's fine.
Hang on. I gotta think about some thought-provoking ones because all of these are just
Yeah, no,
extremely weird.
yeah, have you got one?
Me, no. None
Okay,
of the would you rather's I
I'll
think
say
are any
mine
good.
then.
Yep.
Have you
Right.
got one?
Yeah. Would you rather go back to age 5 with everything you know now, or know everything your future self will learn?
Age 5, 100%.
Really?
I'd
Yeah,
appreciate.
but the thing is, like, I worry. Oh no, because of future, that no matter what happens, I'll have to go
Yes.
through every process
And
over and
then
over
so
again.
yeah, because
So
if
yeah, I
you
would go.
say in 50 years, for whatever reason the world ends, and obviously if you know everything for the rest of your life, and you live up until the end of the world, you're just gonna be in paranoia every day. You're just gonna
Well,
be you're just gonna
that
be counting down the days until that occurs. Yes, you'll appreciate those days more, but
Yeah,
you
because
will,
you'll learn the day you die as well,
yeah,
and you learn exactly how. So you have to sit and wait for the build up.
exactly. And that
I
will
mean,
be,
the thing,
or that will be so incredibly bad for your mental health and well-being,
Yeah, that would be terrifying.
because you know obviously there's nothing you can do to stop it, and so you just have to sit back and watch everyone you know and everyone in the world die. And then but then with the 5-year-old thing, if I went back to when I was 5 now and I knew everything, would appreciate all of those things more, like primary school and stuff.
Mm, yeah. Also, I'd be the smartest 5-year-old in the world.
Mate, I'd be.
honestly, honestly,
School would be so easy and it'd be so fun because I would
my
know.
main worry about this,
I would
my main
correct all
worry
my
about this
mistakes, and I'd
is
never do anything wrong. So,
Mm,
my well, my main worry about this was that, if I go back in time with all the knowledge that I have, maybe some of the things that happens in my future won't happen, until of course I realize that, hey, my future must happen.
yes.
But then physically, again in my mind, I can just you know that physically, the future should be able to change. But if we're going by that, then yeah, I would go back in time to 5 years old with all the
I
knowledge
mean,
that I have.
Yes.
neither one technically works because if you go back to 5, then you're obviously going to change something in your past, and
Yeah.
that's just not going to work.
But then,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
this creates another whole new thing. So say you go back with all the knowledge you know, and then so say when you were like 12, you got into like a sort of argument with someone, right? And you just move past it. But then when you go back to 5 and then you get to that stage, you get to age 12 and you get into that argument again, what happens if you then punch that person? Because then that would change a whole lot of
I would
things,
break.
Well, no,
which would just completely break every law ever existing
exactly,
to do.
exactly. That's what I was saying last time. You should physically be able to change your future.
Let's just
Which,
move away from
which
the
is then
Let's
part of
just
the
which
move
then
future.
away
proves the
from time
fact
travel,
that
because time travel just creates so
time
many weird
travel
stuff.
cannot be possible. It is impossible for time travel to ever exist.
Well, this is why it's a would you rather,
Yeah, no
because
matter the technology, it is impossible.
So
Yeah, do you have
what
any
I'm
more
thinking
like?
is,
You carry
so
on.
about like the other option
Mm,
of just having all the knowledge that I would have in my future.
yeah.
That would be that would be sort of cool. And even if I knew that the end of the world and knew about how I would die and everything, it wouldn't exactly like worry me, because I know that that's in the future and that's my future self's
Well,
problem, not mine.
actually, going
Well,
back
I've
to
got a
that,
good
I
one.
think I will stay on this for just this point.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
I think I would go with the whole knowing my future thing, because then if I knew the world was going to end on the last day, I would on like the last like last day or two, I would do anything I wanted. I would just I would just burn buildings down. I would do whatever I wanted. I know no one could do anything about it because there is going to
Because
be
you
no one.
die. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
that would also make no, no sense because you would already know that you're about to do all that.
Exactly.
Oh, this is weird.
Which
This
is
is making my
why
brain hurt.
it's impossible. Because if
Yeah.
you knew everything you knew in the future, you would know you already knew that you knew into the future. It's
Endless
like,
loop.
yeah, and it creates a paradox, and then that's impossible, and then so it's impossible, and time travel will never exist. Let's move past this point. I'm sure everyone's getting bored of it. Please get a new topic.
Time travel is just so confusing.
It is so confusing. Let's move past it. Get something else,
Yeah.
please.
Does
This-
anyone have anything?
Yeah. No, not really. So I have one which sort of links back to the whole looking in 10 minutes into your own future.
Yeah.
But
Let's not go into time
No,
travel.
right. Yeah,
okay,
just
let's
leave.
not go
No,
into time travel.
leave it at
So
that. Leave it at that.
okay.
Just some indifferent.
I mean, I have one ready if
All
guys
right.
want it.
Yeah. Come on. Hit
Right.
me up.
So, would you rather be completely insane and know that you are insane, or completely insane and you believe you are sane?
What's the first option?
Be
You're
insane
insane
and know you're insane.
and you know that you're insane, or you're insane and you believe that
Then I
you're
know that
sane.
I'm insane.
Yeah, I want to know that I'm insane, but then
Yeah, I want to know what's wrong with me.
I want to know
Everyone says that.
that I'm insane.
Yeah.
But wait,
I was
Then you'd
thinking
have a
about,
terrible life,
about
wouldn't
insane as in like mentally insane, or insane as in the
you?
slang
Just says
term.
insane.
Oh, yo, that's insane! Or,
yeah.
No,
So
mental
like,
insane, I'm pretty sure.
but then like, to what degree? Because if it's in like a really bad case of insanity, if you
No.
knew you were
Well,
insane,
either- yeah,
if you
I
knew
think
you were insane, you would then question yourself that you did know because you were insane.
The main point of insanity is that you don't know you're insane, so it doesn't really make any sense.
Exactly. So knowing you're insane just kind of goes against the point.
We're just too
No,
smart for these questions,
no,
honestly.
Also, yeah.
no, because if you knew that you're insane, I personally wouldn't question it. I don't question my existence
No,
ever
no.
unless
If you were insane, you would question a lot of things. And so if you felt like, because you wouldn't know 100% because you were insane, that you were insane. If you thought you knew for a fact that you were insane, you would then question yourself because you thought you know you're insane.
Well,
I'd
no,
rather
you're
believe that I'm
your
sane,
insanity
because then in my head I'd be having a normal life.
say
Exactly.
your insanity would just say the heck with it, just live life, stop caring about what's going on.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with this with the be insane, but don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with insane, but I do know.
I'm gonna go with insane, but I believe that I am sane.
Mm.
So,
Like, come on.
would you rather what?
Okay, carry on.
Would you rather relive the same day repeatedly for a year or lose a year of your life? Now, for this one, I'm going to say that this is like Groundhog Day rules
Oh.
where you can change the day.
Okay.
Definitely relive the same day. I could do anything I want, and it wouldn't matter, because I just
Oh
respawn.
yeah. Because then, oh mate, you don't know the stuff.
Do
I would
anything I would
do.
ever think of, and then live a
Whether I
normal
can
life on the
the
last day.
day,
I could just go
it
out,
depends whether I can
like,
change it.
blow up to, like, just, oh mate, just go to America.
Oh,
Shoot
there are
some
so many
people.
people that have been stabbed 365 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could realize that you're insane, and then live a normal
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And then go to jail 365 times.
I don't want to miss
Go
a
to
year of my
jail.
life. That'd be horrible.
Mm.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Wake
like,
up as a completely
this,
new person.
this is for
Yeah.
365 days, and soon you'll just get bored of having like the same convo,
I
the
think I
same
would.
line, the same
No,
conversation.
because if I missed, right, it would take you so long to adjust to missing an entire year. Because, like, if I
You'd
missed
miss out
out,
so many conversations.
like,
and everything.
if I missed out, say, what was it, like, 13 to 12, yeah, right? That, so much happened in that year, like, with just me, like, I grew an insane amount. I grew from, like, 5'9" to 6 foot in that year.
From your heads and your shoulders to your knees and your toes.
I got a lot
That
smarter.
doesn't make
I got a
sense.
lot
Okay.
just I obviously went through
you
puberty, so that would be a big change I would have to
your
adjust to.
stats just increase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's basically saying, would you rather have a lot of fun or would you rather have a lot of pain?
yeah.
It's basically what's saying.
So
Well,
100% relive the
Next.
same day for that year.
well, I mean, and also like a benefit of this is that you can like, let's say I chose a day where I had two options. Either I could just stay with one person or stay with one person for like an hour and then meet up with some other people, or I
Mm.
had another option or whatever. Then throughout those 365 days, I can choose each option and decide which one is the best. It has the best outcome for me,
Yeah.
and then the last day I could just do that route. It's like playing Dark Souls
No, no, no. So,
365 times. You learn
but
which
then
ways to go.
but then again, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Like you
Well,
cannot
no, because
in
Although,
same,
in 1 year
same
you
thing could
cannot
happen.
plan for every single outcome of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
meetup.
You don't know what would happen, but the stuff that does happen, it would happen every single day unless you did something that physically changed that. So let's say on the first day, a kid on a bicycle comes around and rides past you.
Yeah,
For 365 days, that same kid will ride that same bicycle past you every single day,
because it's the same
unless you
day.
were to kick the kid's bicycle and knock him over.
Yeah,
So yeah, so those would be the options for you. You'd by the last day you'd know whether to kick the child's bicycle or just let him live.
yeah.
spare him.
But then
Yeah.
and then you could just try anything that you
But
wanted.
one thing that would terrify me
Yeah,
is um, living like the same day over and over, and never knowing when it's going to stop. So it could just randomly be carry on with the rest of your life.
No,
And
no.
then you're stuck with this,
yeah,
like, you stab someone that day thinking that it would just repeat, and then your life carries on.
yeah.
No, it specifically says for a year.
But how would you know that?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if that would happen, that would be even more terrifying.
So
Oh
like,
yeah.
would there
If
be?
like if you had no idea, if you had no idea.
But then, if you had no idea that happened, it would take you a while to realize what was happening.
I don't
Well,
think it would. I think it would take like
Yeah,
2 days for me.
yeah.
2 days maximum. Well,
But
no,
then,
2 days minimum,
but then,
and also maximum.
even then, you'll just be your mind will be so like it will be
Yeah,
in
you'd
disbelief of
have to
what's
like
happening.
constantly write down notes, and then the next day those notes would disappear
Yeah,
because everything that you do
but
one
then
day will just disappear. You'd
so
have to do the same piece of homework
yeah,
every year.
but no, you
Oh,
wouldn't.
I would just never do that on. I would just never do any work on that day.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll just never do homework for 364 days until the last day.
Mm.
no, because like yeah, if you had something to do, you could just
Yeah,
not
if I
do it
was
because you're never gonna
active
have
in
repercussions that next day
364
because that next day's not
Yeah,
gonna
if
come. Then on that last
as
day,
long as
just
you
do
know when it's gonna end,
if
then it's
yeah,
alright.
Well, I mean,
if
the
you
thing
know
is,
when it's wait on with the 365 days on the last day. So say I get to say it ends on January 1st. If I've been living in
okay,
January the 1st for the past year, when it ends,
yeah.
would I relive January the 1st and then when I go like to sleep? Wait, this is hard to explain what I'm thinking of here.
Are you talking about like on the 365th day when you go to sleep?
Yeah,
Would you wake up?
would it be on the 365th or would it be after that year?
I don't think it
It'll
matters that
be,
much.
it will be after the 365th day
Oh yeah.
that it moves on again.
So that on that 365th day, because then if it ended on the 365th day and you carried on like just messing about doing whatever you wanted and then after that it just carried on as normal, you would then still have to relive. You would have to live those repercussions that you did on that day because it ended.
Yeah, but no, you can do everything you want until the last day. Last day is like golden boy year.
So yeah, so the point I'm trying to make is with the 365 days, if you had 365 days, are all of the when you get up to the end, is that 365th day? Is the next day you carrying on with your life as not like as normal?
That'll be January 2nd.
Yeah. So would so for on the 366th day, would that then change to January 2nd?
Yeah, 366th day would be January 2nd.
So on the 365th day, you would then have to do life normally.
Yeah.
I see. Good.
Okay,
Yeah, I guess that's that question done. We're just banging
that's
out these
interesting
questions.
actually.
Yeah, it was quite interesting actually. Do you have
Anyone
any?
have one?
Uh,
No.
yeah, I can't really find any because there's not many like actually interesting ones that I'm finding. Your lot seems to be quite interesting.
Um, I think I have one.
Yeah.
I'm reading it now.
Oh, okay. Would you rather have magical powers in the normal world and not be able to tell anyone, or live in a magical world of your creation but there's nothing magical about you?
Magical
Say that
powers.
again.
Would you rather have magical powers in the normal world and not be able to tell anyone, or live in a magical world of your creation but there's nothing magical about you?
Mm.
One
Depends
hundred.
what the magical powers are.
If
Oh,
it was
well, I'm
literally,
guessing.
if it was literally any magical power, 100%, it would be the magical powers in the normal world. Can you just make any?
I
You
know
could,
because
because then if
But
I
what if
wanted,
it's really bad magical power?
no, well,
yeah,
it says magical powers that well, like a plural, so I'm guessing you can just do anything you want. You can just
and
That's
create
kind of
so
hard though, because magical world is like your own creation. It could be
yeah,
anything that you would possibly want.
yeah.
no, but then with the magical powers,
But then,
you could change the real world into
yeah,
anything you
with
wanted.
magical powers, you can just
Yeah,
create
yeah,
the
I guess
magical
so.
creation.
Magical powers all the
With
way.
magical
Exactly, and
powers,
no
you can
matter
just
whether
you can just
if you
create
couldn't
objects.
tell anyone, no one has to find out. Because
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
if someone
Spider-Man
then
doesn't want anyone to know,
if
so
someone does find out,
Or
just
you
use
can
your
just let them
magical
know.
powers to erase their memory of that.
Exactly.
And your magical powers could literally do anything. If you wanted to, you could turn around and turn a car
You
into a
can con
huge
people
donut.
with your magical powers.
And you could make
but
the
You
yeah.
can
real
con
world
people.
into an ideal world, and you could be the ruler of that world. Whereas if you
Yeah.
made a magical world, but you were just not special at all, you would be an average person in a magical world. Whereas you could be,
Well, no, then you wouldn't be an average person. You'd be
yeah,
a
Yeah, you
yeah.
wouldn't be an average person. You just wouldn't have. You couldn't do anything.
You and I just like to say while you were talking about this ideal world, I honestly thought you were light for a second there from
no,
Death Note.
yes, yeah. But it is, yeah. If I had magical powers, I I'd make the world
You'd have
run
the
similarly. Cause
you have the you'd have the world in your hands.
yeah,
Uh,
I would keep it running relatively the same. So I wouldn't give everyone money, because the world would basically end if everybody had loads of money.
yeah. And
Uh,
you wouldn't give everyone superpowers because then there'll be nothing special about you. And also
Yeah,
they
exactly.
would just be able to change whatever
just
that you
solve
create.
everything in the world, make no problems, and then just
That's
fix it until everything's
that's
perfect.
that's the topic I've talked about before. Is the whole point of we need to have people with less money. There needs to be people who have more money than others.
Yeah, but make
You
it
also
the
need villains.
ridiculously annoying and stupid people.
Yeah,
Yeah, we also need villains in this world. We need corruption. We need bad stuff.
because like in
Make it as perfect as you can, but
yeah,
still
Yeah,
include imperfection.
because like in the
yeah.
real world
We
there
can
is like it is impossible for them to just print more money, which a lot of people think is just weird and they don't understand why they can't print more money. But it makes a
Well,
lot of sense when you think about it.
I honestly think that I wouldn't even like create a magical world of my own. I would just live in this world, but just be able to do everything that I wanted. I could blow up the Empire State Building with just a finger.
Why
I
would
could
you
become
do
a
that?
villain.
It's
Because I
like a
want to become
horrible
like the
thing to
villain of this
do.
world.
There's literally no reason to do that.
It's a dream that I've always had of becoming like the big bad villain.
Okay.
And then with magical powers, you could just pop like Doctor Doofenshmirtz next to you.
Yeah. No, with
But wait, wait, wait. Jim,
magical powers,
you're
I can
saying
create villains to fight me.
you're saying that blowing up the Empire State Building is an ideal thing to do.
Yeah, bro, that'd be
Well,
so
You,
fun.
that
Because
would
then,
make you feel good.
because
That
then
would
you
make
could,
you feel good.
you could, yeah.
It would make me
Listen,
feel good.
if because then with the
Are
magical
you
powers,
serious?
if it blew up, you could just build all the damage.
No. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that though.
Oh.
I'm just gonna blow it up.
I see. So you're just
I'm
gonna
not
blast
doing.
it.
I'm not doing this for like any
See,
reason. I'm not doing
see.
this for any reason. I just want to blow it up because it will. I'll enjoy it.
So basically, you're gonna become a terrorist who rules the world.
I want to. Yes, I
Oh,
want. I'm going to become a supervillain,
I would want
and
to.
I'm going to create.
I'd want to make sure the
I'm going to
people
snap
that
Superman into existence.
no, I would want to make sure the people that are under my control, well, not under my control. I'd want the people of Earth. This makes me sound like an alien, but I'd want them to actually like me.
I want the Homo sapiens from planet Earth.
Exactly.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would want them to like me, so I wouldn't do anything drastic like that.
I mean, they wouldn't know it was you, right? Because they're not aware that you have magical powers.
Yeah,
That
if
is
I was the
also
supervillain,
true, yeah.
I would just. Yeah, if I was a supervillain, I would just have like a disguise.
Yeah, and it
I'll
could,
take off my glasses.
and with the magical powers, you could literally turn into like a rock.
Yeah.
And then people wouldn't know what's
Okay,
happening.
so Jim's ideal with magical powers is to blow up a
It's to
very
become a
favoured building
supervillain.
with
To
lots of
become a
people in it.
supervillain.
Yeah,
And then
Jim's.
Ewan's ideal thing to do is turn into a rock. He could do anything in the world, and the first thing he's doing is turning into a
Yeah.
rock.
Yeah, you have the power to control
No,
everyone,
no,
whoever you want in
no,
the world. You can do
that's the
literally
thing,
anything.
That
The
would be
first
so
thing that comes
funny.
into your head,
If
it's
you
not a
could-
boulder, it's a rock.
If you could turn into a boulder or like a rock, it'd be so funny. Because you could literally make. Because, like,
You create SpongeBob in real life.
your meme potential would be unreal.
Yeah. There is no limit to what you can do.
Exactly.
You can.
Surely you get bored at one point, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You know, once I get bored of just being in control of everything, I would create people. I would create people who have powers who could stand a chance against me.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
I'd
you
shut
could-
them down immediately.
You could have any drugs in the world you want and have no repercussions.
Yeah.
You could just make it so
Yeah,
nothing
I
bad
want,
happens to you.
I want rivals when I'm the big man at the
But obviously,
top of everything.
yeah, you don't want. If you if I was to have magical powers, I wouldn't want everything to just like come to me straight away, because then that completely defeats the point of accomplishment. And like,
I don't have any sense of accomplishment anyway. I never accomplished anything.
like if I
Jesus Christ.
if I like if I if I wanted something, and like say I wanted a Lamborghini, if I could just get it, that'd be very different from working for
Why
it.
have a
Right.
Lamborghini when you can fly?
No, this is
point.
real world terms here, Jim. It would be. I'm not saying it would be boring to just get given a Lamborghini, but then if you could just constantly give yourself them, they would just become meaningless. They would have no worth to you. But then by leaving,
Yeah, but
Well,
then
exactly.
again,
Why
if
I
you had
wouldn't
any
want
magic
to-
power, you
Yeah.
could erase the part of your brain that remembers having a Lamborghini for the first time and then have that experience for the first time again.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but
don't think I'd like to do that
yeah,
to myself.
and
Really.
that's not even the main part because that's the thing. Everything would just be meaningless to you. So you would just live with what you have, and you will just live like a normal human being, except you're not a normal human being, and you're a supervillain in disguise.
So what was the original question? I can't
It
remember.
was it was
The
either
original question is: would you rather have magical powers in the normal world and not be able to tell anyone, or live in a magical world of your creation
Oh,
where there's
right.
nothing
I'm
to you?
not sure how we
Right.
managed to get from that to Jim blowing up the Empire State Building.
That was an interesting discussion there.
That was
Well, I mean,
these are
well, I
good
mean, the thing
questions. I like
is,
these.
yeah, but either way, with this question, either way, you should be able to accomplish everything you want because with the
Mm.
magical world of your creation, you can make it so that you may not be special, but you have an item that makes you special. Let so you're a normal human being in this magical world, right?
Mhm.
And in this magical world of your creation, you say, okay, there's a book, and whatever you write in this book comes into reality. So
Mm.
you can just pick up that
Yeah.
book. You can just say, "This book is in my cupboard."
Yeah, because then
Going into my cupboard.
you
But then
yourself
again,
are not
if you had
valuable.
magical powers in a normal world, you could just make your own magical world,
Yeah.
theoretically.
Exactly. You
You
could
could just have
like
unlimited power.
it's such an easy
Either way, you
question.
get
It's
unlimited power.
when you actually think about it, it's such an easy question to answer because if you had magical powers in the real world, you could just make another
You,
world.
yeah. You could create Thanos
Yeah, yeah. You could literally make
and then defeat him.
you could make if you wanted a magical world, you could just make your own planet. So it's kind
Well,
it's
that'll be boring.
it's a no
I
it's a
don't want like another planet in the solar system. I want to live on Earth and just blow up everything on Earth.
okay, right.
You
Question
are
that
you genuinely need help.
yeah.
Me?
Who
But it
else?
would be pretty cool though.
I have another one, by the way.
Okay, let's hear it.
Wait. Do you guys have a? Okay.
But first, how long have we been going? Just checking the time.
No
We've been going about
idea.
50 minutes, so about
Okay,
45
we can
with
keep going a
Jim's
little
intro time.
longer, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Probably about
Yeah,
like
we
an
can go
hour.
on.
How long are we planning to do each episode then?
Probably
Probably
about an
keep it
No
the
hour.
same
idea.
length.
Hey, let's not talk about meta stuff while doing a podcast,
Oh no.
guys.
Yeah. Right, give us the
Yeah.
question.
The question is, would you rather have whatever you are thinking to appear above your head for everyone to see, or have absolutely everything you do live streamed for anyone to see?
That's for that Truman
Oh, I'd
Show.
rather have everything I do live
Oh
streamed
yeah,
to
I would
everyone to
have,
see, so
Really?
mate. You'd
see
become
how funny
so
my
Are
life
you
famous.
is.
You
serious?
would become
Yes,
so famous.
No, you
I know.
wouldn't. They'd watch you go to the bathroom, you realise that.
Everyone could see your big
Yeah,
pee
I
pee.
don't care about that, bro.
Yeah, listen. If
They'd
you
watch your
do you
most embarrassing moment in your
no,
life.
listen though. Taking into account what Jim just said about blowing up the Empire State Building, if he could, if people could see what he was thinking, I don't
I
think that'd
would,
be very
yeah,
good.
yeah. The problem is, if everyone could see what I was thinking, I would get into so
Ben,
much trouble because the
yeah,
things that I say and the things that I think are really
Yeah,
different.
you
like
think
Ben,
some really
if
weird
if
things.
I looked over
Yeah.
to you and you with Gracie and I could see exactly what you were thinking, you might not
Well,
want
Gracie
me
would
to see
also be
it.
able to see what exactly what you were thinking.
Mhm.
Mm. Think it depends on the person. I think I would personally appear above your head
Why?
instead of live stream.
Like an
But it
like an
depends on the person because it depends how the person thinks and how crazy their thoughts are. My thoughts aren't that crazy.
I'll be
Yeah,
put in
but the
prison.
thing is, that's the deal. This is very subjective because for me, I would get into a lot of
Exactly.
trouble. I would lose a lot of things I have. I would lose a lot of friends. I would lose most likely
But
my
you
girlfriend.
definitely have no friends if you could everyone could see what you thinking.
No, that's the thing. I would have close friends and then just loads of fans. Well,
I wouldn't be able to deal with being live streamed there.
well, because you have stage fright, Ben. Jeez.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Hmm.
Anyone have a question?
Do you have a question, or should I pick a question?
I mean, I'm looking through one, but I don't have a set one. But if you have one, right? Since the topic is so dark and deep,
Yeah, we'll just do
well,
one
not
more
dark, but
question.
very deep questions. No, I'm just gonna just add a little lightness to it.
Okay.
This is a very simple question, right? Would you rather your only mode of transportation, be a donkey or a giraffe?
Uh, donkey would be more efficient because riding everyone a giraffe, it's not very practical. Donkeys are
Mm.
kind of made
You
for
kind of fall
traveling.
off
It would
Very
be
high
cool
up.
for a
And
bit,
then I
but
could
then you
feed
just
my
realize
donkey
it's
onions.
impractical.
I could feed my donkey onions, no? Onions have layers, as a
They do,
Greek
you're
man
right.
once said. Yeah. Sorry, I was just I was scrolling past these questions, and then it reached the end, and I saw at the end, it's like it's like a news thing with loads of information, like BuzzFeed, and you know BuzzFeed has those
A
ads and
news
stuff.
article.
There's one at the bottom. It's called the OdysseyOnline.com, and the
Oh, that's horrible. Sorry, I'm looking at another question.
oh right, yeah.
Carry on.
I was about
Alright.
to say, what's wrong with the Odyssey? But you know, the, yeah, the ad that shows under the all these questions about mysteries of the universe and stuff like that.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
just this. This is the recipe you need for creamy baked mac and cheese, the ultimate side dish for Thanksgiving.
Alright. Nice.
Do you guys want to hear the horrible one?
Sure.
Alright. Well,
Okay.
that'll be our
Would
last one.
All right. Would you rather have all dogs try to attack you when they see you, or all birds try to attack you when they see you?
Birds.
I
Birds.
don't hear that. Your
I'd
mic
want
cut out.
every
All
bird.
birds,
Birds. Okay.
because then I can
Really,
punch
birds.
some flying belt.
So many more birds than dogs, though.
Yeah, but think about
Oh
if
yeah,
you're
we also
attacked.
live in that.
Like, it's a lot harder to defend yourself from because they're there. It's
Yeah, but most
terrible either
dogs are on
way.
leashes, aren't they?
Well, it's like it's hard because obviously, yeah, they would be on leashes, but then if you did get attacked by a dog, it'd be very bad.
That often, and most of the time the dogs are on a leash anyway,
Yeah,
and
I'd prefer dogs because
Actually,
there's
well, I
much
mean,
less of them.
yeah, but I have a lot.
yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
So for
But
But
me,
then
would the
surely you'd
birds?
get rid of them if you had that.
The thing about the birds
yeah,
that interest me is that they're not on a leash, so when they come down to me, I'm ready. I know that those they have to be
wait,
As
stuck.
soon as
wait,
they
no,
see
no,
you,
yeah,
as soon as they
yeah,
see you.
right. Just end it here, because otherwise it'll just go on for God knows how long.
Or end it on the birds.
Yeah, yeah, end it on the
Let's end it
birds.
on the bird. Wait.
Jim, no,
Quickly tell us the
Jim,
bad one. That would be our finish.
you do the honors.
Uh,
You do the honors
He's
of
capable.
ending.
I'm capable. I'm capable enough. Don't worry. Are you going
If
to
you
edit out this
if
part
you
of awkwardness? Are you good at editing?
if you can put it together, come on now, first try.
Are you good at editing?
Yes, just first try.
Okay.
We'll take whatever's first. Go.
Okay. So that's most likely gonna have to be it for now. Thinking about ending on birds and dogs and stuff. So kind of weird ending. But yeah, hope you've all enjoyed. If you do, then hit that subscribe button. If you're on Spotify, follow us. And we've also made an Instagram where you can follow us as well.
Beginning was
Goodbye.
horrible. Beginning was horrible. I'm just saying.
Yes. Goodbye.
But it recovered itself.